if you are new. For today's video, I am going to be taking you into the Cultivate What Matters 2022 Power Sheets Goal Planner. I'm going to be going over all of my goals for 2022. I'm really excited to share them with you. I'm going to be breaking them down and going in depth into what my goals are. And I'm going to be giving you guys some thoughts on the Power Sheets Goal Planner in general, and if I think it is something that I will repurchase again next year. So if that's something you're interested in, you are in the right place. Go ahead and keep on watching. So I have in front of me my Cultivate What Matters 2022 Power Sheets Goal Planner. I did a whole flip through and first impressions video on this planner, which I will link in a card above if you missed it. I have been diving deep into the Power Sheets prep work for the last couple of weeks, really sitting down and kind of trying to hone in on what I want my goals to be for 2022. I have set some goals, and I'm going to talk to you about how I plan to achieve those goals in the new year. So if you're not familiar with the Power Sheets, it's a goal planner that helps you figure out what your goals are for the year, and it does so with a really in-depth set of worksheets designed to help you really think about your year, what's important to you, what areas of your life you are sort of lacking, I guess, a little bit. There's a lot of really deep, thought-provoking questions in here. There's places for journaling. I went through and filled this in off camera because the thought of really opening up and sharing my deepest, darkest thoughts, I guess, with you guys was a little intimidating, and it was preventing me from really getting started with the prep work. So I ended up doing this in my own time, in my own way, and I was able to complete most of the worksheets. There were some worksheets in here that I thought were more helpful than others. There were some that I skipped over entirely. For example, this set of worksheets I didn't find super helpful. I felt like a lot of what they were asking me to do was kind of repetitive. Overall, the Power Sheets prep work took me, I want to say, about 6 to 8 hours total to get through. And while some of it was super helpful, some of it was not. And I will say that I went into the prep work with an idea of what I wanted my goals to be. And at the end of the prep work, none of my goals had really changed. Maybe some of the wording of the goals had changed, but my overall set of goals remained the same. So I don't know that the prep work really helped me in terms of setting my goals. It did help me choose my word of the year, though. I've never really set a word of the year before, at least not really mindfully, or used it in a way that helped me achieve my goals. But something that I saw repeatedly in the answers to the questions that I was answering was that I need to take action on this, and I need to be more active, and the things that are not going to help me are, you know, the opposite of being active. And so that is my word of the year. I've already kind of announced that. It's action. So I really need to take action and follow the steps that I'm going to set to achieve my goals. My goals themselves are not anything kind of groundbreaking. They're pretty much the same goals that I set every year, but the way that I'm planning on tackling these goals is different. Every year I sit down, I write up a set of goals that I want to achieve in the new year. I think about them really hard, I write them all down, and then by February I've forgotten about them. And that's something I really want to avoid, and that's the reason why I purchased the Power Sheets, because I feel like the tending list that they give you, which is right here, this kind of list of action steps that you're going to take to meet your goals. Where is it? Right here is going to be the biggest kind of part of achieving my goals this year. Not only have I set the goals, written them down really thoughtfully, but I'm also going to break them down into action steps every month to achieve them. So without further ado, let me just go ahead and reveal my goals to you, take you back to the page where I wrote in my goals. It's actually very sloppy. I wrote in my goals and then I changed some things and I erased some things. So it's not super neat and pretty and organized, and I can't find it. You would think that they'd have some sort of tab or something to help you find the sheet where you wrote your goals. I'll have to put one in. Here they are, my yearly goals. So you can see I changed some things at the last minute. I originally had 6 goals, but I kind of wheedled it down to 5 goals that I really want to focus on in the new year. And they are: live a healthy lifestyle in order to better my physical and mental health, have and maintain a clean, clutter-free home that I love, strengthen my relationships and build new ones, maintain my budget and continue to strive for financial freedom, and grow and strengthen my small business. So those are my 5 main goals throughout the year. I'm going to be striving towards meeting these goals. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what each of these goals means to me, and then we'll start talking about the action steps that I'm going to take in January to really start focusing in on these goals. So the very first goal, I put it first because it's the most important, and it's to, live that healthy lifestyle. My health is not where I want it to be. I'm not in a good place with my physical health, and I'm not in a good place with my emotional and mental health. There's definitely room for improvement there. I originally thought that I was just going to write lose weight because that's going to be a key component to this health goal, but it's not the only component. I am very overweight. I weigh about 285-ish pounds. It's not good, you guys, and I do need to lose weight. But if I wrote lose weight in my goals, then I would do the same thing I always do. I would start a diet, I would lose a bunch of weight, and then I would stop the diet and then gain it all back. I've done it on many occasions. So losing weight is not my problem. I know how to lose weight. My problem is that I need it to be sustainable. So it's all about that healthy lifestyle. I need to shift my way of thinking about food, and I need to eat in a way that is sustainable long term. I could cut calories drastically, eat 1,200 calories a day, drop a bunch of weight, and that would solve my overweight problem. But it's not going to solve the problem overall, which is my lifestyle is not conducive to being healthy. So I need to change the way that I eat, and I need to incorporate exercise into my routine and into my life because I lead a very sedentary life. That's a big part of the reason why I made action my word of the year, because I need to take action. I need to be more active. But it's more than just diet and exercise. It's a lot of different things that I need to incorporate into my lifestyle to be overall healthier physically and mentally. So the diet and exercise is just one component. I need to be drinking more water. I need to make sure I'm taking my medications for my high blood pressure. I need to have regular doctor's visits. I need to get better sleep. Like, there's a whole section here where they have you do I don't think they have you do a mind map. They just kind of give you a place to come up with goal ideas, and all of those things came out right away when I was writing things down. Weight loss, diet and exercise, mental health. I need to make sure that I'm really focusing in on what's good for my mental health, not just my physical health. Regular doctor visits, just like I said. tracking my step count, doing all of these things that overall will, yes, help me to lose weight, but also just be habits that I can form in my life to maintain that healthy lifestyle overall. Have and maintain a clean, clutter-free home that I love. So my home is teeny tiny and small. It is very much cluttered and packed with things, and I really need to focus on whittling down what I have and decluttering a lot of spaces in my home. So that's part of this goal. But it's also a matter of finding a cleaning routine that works, staying on top of that cleaning routine. This also encompasses a feeling that I want to have with my home of it being cozy and decorated. There's some home projects around the house that I want to do. We sat down and had a lengthy discussion about whether or not we were going to stay in this home that we are currently in for an extended period of time, or if we were going to try to buy a house, or what we were going to do. And ultimately, it serves our financial goals best to stay put, to stay where we are for a little while longer. And so with that, I really want to make this house a home and make it a place that I love, and stop looking at it as temporary. For the last couple of years, we've sort of thought we were on this trajectory to buy a home and move out of this mobile home that we live in. And so we put a lot of projects on the back burner. And I want to not do that. I want to take care of those things, make this house a home, get the clutter out, and really make it a space that I love. I am a stay-at-home mom. I run my small business from home, so almost all of my time is spent at home, and I want to really love my home. So that's that second goal. Other things that I included in that goal: meal planning and cooking and that sort of thing. It's like a homemaking goal, I guess. It's that meal planning and cooking, and sticking with that is going to help me maintain my routines with keeping my kitchen clean, and it's also going to help with my physical goal of losing weight. So all of the goals kind of intersect, and they all of the action steps I plan to take are going to help me in various areas of my goals. Not just my health and wellness, but also my homemaking and also these other things. The third goal is one that I almost didn't put on here because it's going to be one of the hardest. And it's because it involves other people. Like, a lot of these goals that I'm focusing on are things that I can do just on my own with myself. This goal here, to strengthen my relationships and build new ones, requires other people to make it happen. And it's probably the one I'm most nervous about. I have a very, very, very small friend group. I have probably one person outside of my immediate household who I would really consider a good friend and someone that I have a relationship with. Outside of that, I don't have strong relationships with people. I'm very much an introvert. I'm very much a person who likes to keep to herself. I don't like to put myself out there and meet new people. And so my tribe is very, very small. And it's something that I want to build. I want to meet new people and make new friends and strengthen the relationships with the people that I do have in my life. My extended family, who I don't see often. I want to reach out to my friends that I do have and strengthen those relationships. And it's really, really hard for me to think about putting myself out there. One of my biggest fears is rejection, and one of my biggest problems with socializing and friendships is that I always feel like I'm a bother. Like, if I pick up the phone to call my best friend, am I going to be disrupting what she has going on? And so I let that be my excuse to not pick up the phone. And we go weeks without talking to each other, and that's not okay. So that's something I really want to focus on. And it's also about strengthening relationships here within my household with my husband. My husband and I have been together for 20 years now. We love each other dearly. We have a really solid relationship, but I want to continue to improve and foster that relationship. My sons as well, I want to have better relationships with them. And so this is all about me really putting myself out there, trying to meet new people, and trying to strengthen the relationships that I have. And this is probably the one that I'm most nervous about because it puts me in a really vulnerable state. But I'm going to try really hard to make this happen this year. Alright, next up, maintain my budget and continue to strive for financial freedom. You guys know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I am all about the budget and all about paying down debt, being financially responsible. And I've done a pretty good job over the last couple of years of writing a budget every month, sticking to it. Then in the last 6 months or so, I've sort of not been doing such a great job, but I really want to tighten up my budget in the new year, strengthen my relationship with finances, and continue to learn and continue to do what I have to do to become debt-free. And it was really important that I included that in my goals because it's a habit now. It's already ingrained in me to, track my expenses, write out a budget every month and all of that. But it's something I could easily see myself falling away from if I'm focusing so hard on these other things. I'm one of these all or nothing type people, and I have a hard time really giving my energy to a lot of different projects at once. I tend to get laser focused on one area of my life and let the other areas of my life kind of fall apart, which is another thing I really want to work on in the new year, is just finding a balance between my business and my home and my health and all of that. So that's why I've kind of set all of these goals, and I've had the thought of making sure that my action steps to meeting these goals will benefit more than one goal at a time. Alright, and then lastly, grow and strengthen my small business. You can see that I wrote out a lot of different things here and erased them. I originally had set a goal to meet a certain amount of subscribers here on YouTube. And then I immediately crossed that out because, again, that's something that I can't control, that involves other people. And I can do a lot on my end to try to bring in viewers for my YouTube channel, try to gain subscribers, but to set a monetary, like a revenue goal or a subscriber goal, seemed like I was going to be setting myself up for failure. I would love to reach 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. That would be amazing and incredible if I could see that happen in 2022. But there's only so much of that I can control. So rather than setting that goal and focusing on that, I'm going to focus on just doing everything I can to do better with the things that I'm currently doing, strengthening my PDF downloads on Etsy, making sure that I have more printables available. Obviously, the more product I have available, the more products will sell, right? Focusing on the quality of my content and making sure that I'm being consistent with what I'm uploading, when I'm uploading. A big part of this goal is going to be making all of my different social media platforms work together. I've kind of neglected the other areas of social media, so I want to make sure I'm posting on YouTube, but then also sending it out to Instagram and to Facebook, and I want to get back into my Facebook group and really strengthen that. So this goal is all about kind of doing my best to do everything I can to grow my business, and hopefully the subscriber count will go up as a result. The amount of revenue I'm bringing in every month will go up as a result. And I'm just really going to focus on what I can control and try not to worry too much about the numbers. It's very, very disconcerting when you put in a ton of effort into a video and then it doesn't get as many views as you would like, or your subscriber count goes down when you're working so hard at something. And that's just stuff I can't control. So letting go of the things I can't control, focusing on the things that I can. So that's it. Those are the 5 areas of my life that I really want to focus on in the new year. and try really hard to better all of these areas of my life. And now we're going to talk a little bit about how I plan to do that by filling in my January tending list. Oh, let me show you this. So this was a place in the power sheets where you could really kind of break down your goals. Some of this I found helpful, some of it I didn't. But overall, you know, it asks you things like, why do you want this? Why do you want to make this happen? What resources do you need? The plans, this plan aligns with my big picture yes no list word of the year. I didn't find this super helpful. The type of goal or the area, I mean, the area I guess makes sense. You want to know what part of your life you're working on with this goal, but like, is it a habit? Is it a finish line or a big dream goal? That I didn't really find helpful for me. But it asks you what success looks like for this goal at the end of 2022. And for me, I will consider it a success if I have lost some weight, I have become more active, if I can sleep better, feel better, less pain. That's one of the main things I really want to focus on with my health that I haven't touched on already. It's that I have chronic pain, I have a bad back, I have a herniated disc in my back, as well as degenerative disc disease and arthritis in my back, and it's painful to do a lot of day-to-day things. And I know that living a healthier lifestyle, losing weight, eating better, taking better care of myself can only help with that. Sorry about that. My battery died, so if anything changed the angle or anything, that would be why. I was talking about my health goal here. In addition to my chronic pain that I deal with on a regular basis, which affects all of those areas of my life I talked about, it often is the reason or my excuse, I guess, for why I didn't take care of the laundry that day because I was in pain, or I didn't go to that social gathering because I was in pain, or, you know, I didn't want to cook dinner, so I just ordered out, and that affected my financial goal, but it was because I was in pain. I use that as my excuse a lot. And I mean, it's a valid excuse. It's pain. It's real. It's not me just kind of milking it and using it as an excuse so much as it's like, it's a real thing, right? But I'm not doing anything to make it any better. I'm not living the lifestyle that I know that I need to live in order to make it better. So, that, you know, that's a big focus of mine. I also have fatty liver disease that's based on, you know, being overweight. That's something that I really need to get under control. I have to lose the weight. I have to eat the healthy diet. I need to do what I have to do. Diabetes runs in my family, and it's just, it feels like it's a ticking time bomb, and it's just a matter of time. And so I feel like I'm really at a place where I need to make these lifestyle changes, or I'm going to live a shorter life, and I'm not going to be able to enjoy all of the things that I want to enjoy with my family. So what might happen if I don't start or make progress on this goal? I'll continue to gain weight. I'll end up diabetic. I'll be in more pain. I'll feel unwell, and I'll have a shorter life. So yeah, the physical health is the biggest portion, but also the emotional health, you know, the stress, the anxiety that I'm dealing with. And these are just some of the ways that I'm hoping I can tackle it. So I just kind of wrote it out real quick when I was breaking my goals down. Health, my goal. Water, sleep, healthy eating, getting activity, taking my meds, less stress, less anxiety. And then I kind of broke it down even further, like what can I do to help me pinpoint all of these various things, you know, doing water tracking, drinking less soda. That's going to be a big one. I'm going to try to cut out soda almost entirely by the end of the year. We'll see how that goes. How can I make sure that I'm staying on track with the healthy eating? I can meal plan. I can meal prep. I'm going to incorporate fasting into my diet again. Drinking plenty of water. Counting calories. Maybe. We'll see. maybe seeing a nutritionist. And it's the same thing here. How can I make sure that I'm taking my meds? I can post reminders. I can make sure that I'm tracking it. I can buy a pill case, which my husband actually gifted me with a little pill box to help me keep on track with my medications. Sleep is going to be a huge thing that I'm working on at some point in the year, with a bedtime routine and cutting caffeine and all of this. So all of these are various ideas of action steps I can take to help with my health goal. And I broke down each of my goals this way, some of them more thoroughly than others. This is my sort of home goal and what I want to do to make that happen. I think the one that I've sort of put the least amount of thought into is the one that's going to be hardest for me. You know, the strengthening my relationships goal. But I'm going to start with the strengthening my relationships goal here at home with the people in my immediate family, because that's going to be the easiest step to take. And that's another thing I really want to focus on, is breaking it down into teeny tiny action steps, starting small, not overwhelming myself with trying to start 25 new habits on the first of the year, because I know that that doesn't work. I've tried that before and I've failed. So I didn't put a lot of down here for my financial goal, because it's just more of the same thing I've been doing. But I know that this is an area that I can succeed in, because I have succeeded in the past. So there's that. And then this was sort of my brainstorming for strengthening and growing my business, all about my YouTube channel and my Etsy, and rebranding everything so that it's all cohesive and it all works together. The things that I want to focus on for YouTube is consistency, making sure I'm posting at least 5 videos a week. I thought about doing more live streams and batch filming and that sort of thing, setting myself work hours and respecting that boundary, because a lot of times I will let go of something that I am supposed to be doing at home because I'm working on a video and I ran out of time because I didn't manage my time well. So that's something I really want to focus on in the new year. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas or thoughts on ways that I can incorporate things into these goals, any of these goals, to really help me out, I would appreciate it. All right, my friends, so that was my very long-winded video on my goals for 2022. I will be back here really soon with a look at my January attending list and how I plan to break those goals down into small action steps that I can take throughout the month of January to help me start working towards all of my goals. So be on the lookout for that video. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss it. I would love to have you come back and check out my other videos as well. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!